If you like our video, click the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and get easy access to new content. To see our full suite of ad-free video courses and training materials, visit us at teachucomp.com. You can use the program flow functionality in Access to create macros that run only when specified conditions have been met or which perform advanced types of macro functions. The program flow functions replace many of the older features of macros found in versions of Access before 2010, like the conditions column, macro names, and comments. This lesson shows you how to use the program flow functions in Access to create advanced macros. You can access all these functions in the Program Flow section of the Action Catalog pane that appears at the right side of the Macro Design View window when creating either standalone or embedded macros in Access. You can use the group function in Access macros to create collapsible and expandable groupings of named macro actions within a larger macro. This lets you create a larger macro with different named sections within it. To do this, click and drag the group function into the macro design window from the Action Catalog pane, and then type a name for the group into the group field. Then add the desired macro actions to the named group as normal. You can have several groups within a single macro. The groups within a macro cannot be executed or run individually. They are simply used to help you organize the actions in longer macros. You can use the if function in Access macros to create conditional macros that only run actions if a given scenario evaluates to a logical true value. To add an if function to a macro in Access, click and drag the if function into the macro design window from the Action Catalog pane, and then enter the expression to evaluate into the if field. To get help entering the expression to evaluate, click the Expression Builder button at the right end of the if field to open the Expression Builder window. This window helps you add references to database objects and enter values to evaluate. After creating the expression to evaluate, click the OK button to add it to the if function. Then use the Add New Action dropdown to choose the action to take if the specified expression returns a true value. Optionally, to add an else condition to the if statement, click either the Add Else or Add Else If hyperlinks within the if statement. Clicking the Add Else hyperlink adds an else statement to your if statement that lets you specify an action to take if your expression returns a logical false value. Clicking the Add Else If hyperlink instead lets you evaluate another expression if the first expression evaluates to a false value. This lets you evaluate many expressions and return a unique action based on multiple possible values. To use the comment function in Access macros, click and drag the comment function from the Action Catalog and drop it onto the desired line in a macro to add a non-executable line of text to the macro. Simply type the comment text to show into the text box. When you exit the field, Access will convert the text you typed into a non-executing comment within the macro. If you add the comment to the wrong place, hover your mouse pointer over it in the macro, and then click the Move Up or Move Down arrows at the right end of the comment line to move the comment up or down through the lines of actions. Alternatively, to delete a comment, click the small delete button that looks like an X in the same area. You can use the submacro function in Access to add a submacro within a macro that can only be called by either the onError or runMacro actions. If used, submacros must always be the last actions within a macro. To add the submacro function to an Access macro, click and drag the submacro function from the Action Catalog pane to the end of the actions within the macro design window. Then type a name for the submacro into the submacro field. Then add the actions to the submacro as normal. You can set the reference to the submacro either by using the Property Event pane or by using the runMacro or onError actions within a macro. Remember to click the subscribe button to see more of our videos. Get ad-free courses at teachucomp.com.